Welcome back. Spring has officially started, and with that means a lot of gardening, landscaping, and yard work on the way. Joining us this morning is Kristina Lefever, president of the Pollinator Project Rogue Valley, to talk more about how your yard decisions can make a difference. Kristina, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Good morning.
And yeah, we are about a week or two into spring. So what should people know as they get ready to do some yard work?
I think the first thing is people to have some interest and interested in learning about who is out there in addition to the pretty flowers, because we live in Southern Oregon, one of the most diverse places in the country, one of the most beautiful. And so if we can bring in plants that are going to support our native pollinators and our birds, I think that would be awesome. This is a red currant, and this is one of my most favorite native spring plants, and it will provide pollen and nectar for the bees in the springtime, especially the bumblebees, and then it also provides food for caterpillars all year long, and then it also feeds the birds. So it's just one plant that's going to support so many pollinators and creatures all at once.
Yeah. What are some of the biggest issues that current homeowners may be creating for these pollinators?
I think not knowing, for one thing, and then just creating a space where it's nice and easy to keep clean for themselves. So you have lots of concrete, you have weed fabric, you have plastic grass. You don't have a habitat for places for the creatures to live. 70% of the bees nest in the ground. And so if they have no access into that, then they are not going to be able to live there. And you need the plants that they will take in the pollen and the nectar. So just planting for them, I think, in not so much our aesthetics, is something that is a different look for people to get into.
Yeah, of course. You may have said this already, but if you want to just further elaborate, how do pollinators affect the Rogue Valley specifically?
That's such an important question. They actually pollinate our food crops as well. So many of the bumblebees and tiny little bees, they will pollinate the foods that we eat, such as tomatoes and blueberries, and other food crops. They pollinate the seeds, carrot seeds, for instance. But they also provide so much for all of our greater ecosystem, our greater biodiversity. I already mentioned the caterpillars. So just having them be able to be there to pollinate where we live, so that we can see the Oregon grape and the red currant and the madrones and the shooting stars, it just is what makes Southern Oregon, Southern Oregon.
Yeah, the flowers smell very nice.
You can smell this? That's awesome.
I can. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I think we want to make sure people know what's coming up. If you want to learn more, you can visit our website. We have an amazing resources page. You can learn about more plants. We have an important event coming up for those that are interested in learning more about native plants, a plant sale on April 28th. We'll have 4 vendors there selling native plants. We have a talk coming up with David Lee Myers on April 27, the Saturday before, and he will be talking about butterflies. And then we're having a fun little event at Sunday afternoons on April 5th for people to come out in Ashland, at the store in Ashland. So lots to learn, and I think that's what's so wonderful about this, is if you don't know much about it, you're starting to learn a whole nother part about where you live, and you might end up being able to speak Latin too.
Ooh.
Areophyllum linatum, do you know what that is? That should be a word of the day.
What is it?
Oregon sunshine,
which
is another wonderful plant.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Kristina, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
For more information on how you can make local decisions about pollinators, visit pollinatorprojectroguevalley.org. Kristina, once again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back.